Okay, so we're jumping in here with payments and collections. We give you two options. Once you're in here, you can either create templates if it's a payment or a collection that you're doing repetitively. It saves you a lot of time if it's something you're going to be doing more than once, or if you've got a certain subset of either employees or users or people that you're sending or receiving money with. Go ahead and create a template. It's going to save you a lot of time down the road. Here's all the difference. There's a title company you are frequently sending wires to. I would recommend creating a template for that. It's just going to save you time. Once you create a template, they'll appear here in the middle of the screen. And again, you can copy that template, you can edit the template, and you can get rid of it if you're done using it. On the other side of that, if it's a one-off payment or collection that you're doing, you can just log in here and do a new payment. And again, you have the options of doing ACH batch, collection, domestic wire, international wire, payment from file, which is nice if you are working with another system. Payment from file gives you the opportunity to upload. Let's say maybe you have some sort of a membership system for your gym and it spits out a CSV file for you that has all of your monthly due information and your members' information in there. You can 100% upload that file and initiate a collection that way. And again, between these three ways to do a payment from file, we give you both a sample file as well as the specs that are needed for that file. I'm going to go back out here and just, we'll go ahead and initiate we'll do an ACH collection, like we're collecting some money from some folks. I'll walk you through what this looks like. I'm sure this is what you guys are doing a lot. When you go in here to do this one-time payment, the system has saved any recipients that you had already set up. They're going to be available for you. Let's say it's every once in a while you send Joan Jett some money. So we've gone in, we said we have prearranged from her that we're going to collect money. Here's Joan. We're looking to get $50 from Joan this month. And you can say, spring dues. If you want to add some additional information to that ACH collection, and then you can switch to next. Now, this next step, again, this is the workflow going across the top to let you know where you're at. If at any point in time you say, oh, you know what, that wasn't supposed to be 50, that was supposed to be 500, or you remember something else you need to change about it, you can go back and make an adjustment here. This needs to be $500, and then you can continue to the next step again. So that's really nice. That gives you that flexibility. You don't have to scrap it all and start over. Whenever you see this workflow bar across the top, it's going to give you that ability to go in and make changes as needed. So account, it wants to know what account you want this money to come from. So, or where you want this money to go to. I'm sorry, we're collecting money from Joan. We're going to take that $500, and that's her. She's sponsoring the company sports team, so we're going to go ahead and put that into the company sports team account. Then we're going to go ahead and click next, and this is going to be your review and submit option. Okay, we're going to do a PPD ACH code. We're sending the payment as this is going to be your business name right here, and it's going to land in that sports team account. And the total amount of the transaction is right here. If you had multiple transactions in there, that amount would change. And then you can schedule that for the next possible effective day. I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple days out because I don't want to actually do this. This will give me a chance to go back in and cancel it. You also have the option right here, which is really nice, to set a schedule. Let's see that quarterly you're going to be collecting this $500 for the sports team from Joan Jett. Go ahead and choose what schedule. You're going to choose this monthly. We'll do it on the 31st of every month, and we want that to happen, or I'm sorry, when should this transaction stop? We want that to end on the 31st. We chose monthly, and then we're going to go ahead and save that. So that means really this transaction is only going to happen one time. There's a lot of options in there, and you'll see all the different things. The reason it limited that for me is because I'd already chosen an effective date. But again, we want that just so we can kind of see I get a chance to go in and cancel it. So right down here at the bottom, you can see I have the ability to just go ahead and approve this transaction because I'm logged in as a company admin. Or if I was logged in and I'm one of your employees, then maybe has the ability to draft transactions, but you don't want them to actually send anything because you want to see the transactions that are going out, or you have someone else there at the business that you want to review them and approve them. The only thing they're going to see here is draft. They'll see approved, but it'll be grayed out. So I'm going to go ahead and draft that transaction. And this is a confirmation screen. If something was super incorrect with it, you would see a red notice here, and it would say, sorry, problem with this. This yellow one is just a warning saying, hey, you've actually drafted a payment. You can see here, and it gives you just another summary of what you have drafted so far. And I'm going to go ahead and close from here. And again, we're still in the payments and collections work area. And again, I'll walk you through just some of the options that are in here. This is both where you would initiate a one-time payment and wire, and also where you can create a batch or a template. So, okay, I'm going to walk us through right now creating a template. I opted for payroll. So template name, let's say template name. I'm going to say, let's do this bi-weekly payroll. And grant user access. This gets into one of those cool functionalities that you can choose which one of your employees you're going to give access to this template. So, right, remember we're in here creating this template for biweekly payroll. It defaults to have all of your employees lit up right here, right? So let's say Emily just started. We're not going to give her access. Frankie, we don't really trust him, but Courtney, Colorado, we trust her, so she can also have access to manage and run this template. Often you may have information stored in some of these templates that you don't want all of your employees to have access to, so that might be a reason why you don't give everybody access to this template. Okay, so now remember, follow this bar across the top. You can see where you're at in the workflow. Who is this template going to? And again, we're creating a template to save time down the road. You can always go back and add and change. And even so down the road, and I'll circle back in here, even if for some reason you can always make changes. That's the nice thing. But again, the goal of a template is if it's something that you're doing repetitively or you just want to save some time, that's obviously when we want to create this template. So again, this is the biweekly payroll. We've got Joan and Owen on there. This is who's receiving the payroll at my company. I'm going to go ahead and add one more recipient. I forgot about old so-and-so, so I want to make sure they get in here. Eileen. I should put her last name in there. And again, remember I mentioned earlier, anything with a red asterisk is required. This is a great feature, I think. So, sorry, I'm so stuck on Joan Jett. So if you have the person's email, and again, this is something where, in this scenario, we're creating a payroll, right, that's coming out of one of our business accounts. If you have the person's email, go ahead and put it in here. And when you check this box, send email notifications for template payments, what that means is, let's say now you're all set up, Eileen's on the payroll, and she's going to start receiving monthly payroll. Once that, the next time you go to initiate a payment using this template that has Eileen as part of it, and you have this box checked, once that payment is actually in the pipe and going out, not just scheduled, but once it's been approved and is in the system, she will receive an email to this address saying, Eileen, Exchange Bank Incorporated has, and again, it's a terrible name for my fake company, your company has sent you, initiated an ACH collection or an ACH payment to you. So that they know to keep an eye out for it. It's a nice feature, and again, I'm always a fan of the more communication, the better. And that's it. Again, if you have the information, go ahead and add it. If not, stick with what's required. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next screen. Okay, so we're adding Eileen to this template, right? So she'll be in there going forward. This is going to be ACH only. You have the option to also do ACH, and if you want to save her as a wire recipient, you can. So now this is where I'm going to put in Eileen's information. Where should I be sending her payroll to? And then you want to have her routing number in here as well. And here, now that we've gone through these steps of putting Eileen into this template, is she someone that is going to be a reoccurring recipient for other things that I'm doing here at the bank or here at my business? Or is she someone that is really ever only going to be part of this template? Like, so do you see yourself sending and receiving money with Eileen for a lot of different things? Go ahead and save her as a recipient. Got a valid one in there. So now, again, sorry, that was a slow. We were creating a template for biweekly payroll. So now, remember, we use this new recipient button to add Eileen in here. Joan's part of this template as well, because, you know, from now until she does something wrong, Eileen, Joan, and Owen are always going to be part of this template that we're creating. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step. And when I'm paying payroll, where do I want this money to come from? So of your business accounts with Exchange Bank, where should that be coming from every time? I'm going to go ahead and choose the payroll account. I'm not getting paid very much. And then go ahead and select next. And so we've created a template. This is biweekly payroll. This is your company name. Make sure everything's correct. So far, the total amount of this is $0. And again, I'll circle back to why I think that's important. And this is effective. We'll get started on Friday for that. And this is also something you can go in and set these up ahead of time, but maybe this new scheduler, this new template may not be in effect until some changes take place, again, where you can make it effective for today. And actually, I would back off. Let's go ahead and make that effective the first available day, but let's set a schedule. How often should this transaction repeat? We are going to do this on the first. No, we're not going to do that. Let's get out of there. I get myself down too much into the weeds with this template. Okay, so this template is effective ASAP, and here's the 3 folks that we've added to it. We want to pay them. And remember this notify. Remember when I put in Eileen's email address? All 3 of these folks are going to get notified whenever this payment is initiated. All I'm going to do is going to go ahead and save this template. So I haven't initiated any payments. Nobody's getting paid yet. But now when I go back in here, I'm going to come back out here. So it's like the first time I came in here. Now we have a new template in here. So, okay, so that covers using templates and initiating new payments. Real quick while I'm in here, I'm going to point out this toggle up here. This is in list format. Whenever you see this throughout the system, this basically just gives you the ability to view it in tile format. You have all the same options. Some people prefer to look at it one way. Other people prefer to look at it a different way. That's really all that's going to do for you. I'm going to put it back in the list mode.